I had 2 entire years to prepare for my last day of retirement.
You had over 700 last days.
700 last, what do you mean last days? I had 700 days to prepare for my last day. How many did you have?
6 months.
6 months to prepare.
Yeah, 6 months.
So what did we do? We put all our energy into just getting to that day, getting through work and all of that. And we, at the end, we weren't really prepared for retirement.
We weren't, because we thought retirement was the end, but it was actually the beginning of something. We didn't know what it was the beginning of, and we weren't properly prepared for this new chapter.
No,
And it was more stressful than joyful in the beginning.
I remember that Monday. We retired on a Friday. I sent a goodbye email to everybody, and I remember that Monday we woke up, and it was kind of like, now what do we do? There were parts of it that were great, but there were also parts of it that got us in trouble. So we really didn't prepare the way we are.
Right.
And we hear some people say things like, I'm already financially prepared. I don't need any more advice. Okay, what would you say to that?
Well, financially prepared is a great thing to be when you enter retirement. And we really suggest everyone get there. But there's so many other components that you have to prepare for that people don't think about it. Retirement is not just about relaxing.
Right.
It's about having a plan and a purpose and a focus and, things that get you jazzed and people that you want to be with. And
well, there's other people. I played golf with a guy last week. He said he's retiring next month. He's really excited about it. He's wound everything down at work. And he's just going to figure it out as he goes.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
And I'm playing golf with him. I didn't want to get into anything, but that doesn't work. It works for a week, works for a month, maybe it works for a year. But after that, it's downhill. I mean, it is. It happened to my dad. We see it all the time. So we're going to talk today about what you really need to do to prepare for that last day.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're new here, my name is Mark, and this is my wife, Jody.
And we don't focus on the financial aspects of retirement, but rather your lifestyle, your health, relationships, and more.
We hope you enjoy this video and our other videos, and it's really important for us to grow our audience because then we're getting this information out to more and more people that really need it. So if you know anyone that's on the same journey as you and you want to share this, we would really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Now, Mark touched on this, but when we first retired, we thought we had everything figured out. But soon we realized that we were unprepared for the emotional and lifestyle changes that came with retirement. We had significant adjustments to make in our retirement life.
And we failed. I mean, we failed miserably in the beginning. We were watching too much TV, we were drinking too much, we were eating lousy, we weren't exercising. We kind of had I can't pronounce this word, laissez-faire?
Laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire attitude.
Who knew you knew French?
Is that French?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was French. Laissez-faire attitude about retirement.
Right.
And we got into trouble. And we have clawed back and we've pivoted, and now we have a channel where we help folks like yourself. Helps us a lot to do the research that we do and to talk through a lot of these issues. But it's really important to spend a little bit of time getting ready for that last day. Now, we actually down below have our free checklist, 1 year retirement preparation checklist. So if you haven't seen that form yet, definitely download it and take a look at it.
So let's talk about a little bit of a process that you can go through as you are entering your last day or moving into your retirement.
Before your last day.
Right.
All right, 6 months ahead, a year ahead, whatever. One thing to do, and we both did this, and we still do it once in a while, is reflect on your career successes. So my career was 38 years. I did a lot, and I didn't want to just kind of wrap it up in a bow and put it behind me. So we started to, both of us, just make a list of all the things that we did. I actually wrote a book. So as a matter of fact, I'm going to get my book.
Okay.
You know why? This is my book, The Evolving Man, Life Virtues That Men Don't Talk About. The first 10 people that leave a comment below that says, I would like a copy of your book, leave that comment below. I'll contact you and I will mail you a signed copy of the book. First 10
Great
people.
idea.
All right.
It's a great
Where was
idea.
that? Because in here, there's a lot about my life up until that point, and I
Right.
learned a lot about myself.
And I'll tell you, Mark really helped me transition in this first category of reflecting on your career successes, because I feel like I looked back on my career of all the things I could have done better, I should have done better, I would have done better, or, it was all kind of like, oh, did I do that right? Or did I promote the right person here? Did I hire the right person there? Did I take on the right account or risk in this area? And by journaling through it and celebrating some milestones and successes, you really start to acknowledge the skills and the knowledge you gained during my 35-year career, at Chubb Insurance.
Yeah. And the idea behind doing this is now you have a basis for thinking about perhaps what you could do next. So use this as a foundation for future growth. We
Right.
started this YouTube channel based upon our ability to talk to people and to research and all of that. So
The second thing I would suggest is create a short-term plan for your first year in retirement. Maybe even take a gap year approach that can help ease the transition into retirement. Outlining some of your goals for that first year. Plan some activities that bridge your career and retirement, and that may include keeping in touch with people from your career or from your work or from your client base, and then schedule in your time for rest and relaxation that you really deserve at this phase of your life.
right. Set some realistic expectations for this transition period. It's not easy. We have some videos on transition, and it's letting go of the old you and then trying to figure out what you're going to do next. But in the middle, it's called the messy middle. So plan a year. Have some structure around your first year and then see how it goes.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Hey, if you guys are finding value here, we're going to put the link below to our 7-day challenge, because a lot of people that we work with start with this 7-day challenge, and it really gives them a kickstart on their retirement journey. So take a look at that if you haven't seen it before.
Now, the third bucket that I would say you need to think about, and you might need to put pen to paper on, is envisioning your ideal retirement. What does your ideal retirement look like? Imagine your future and helping you set career goals, fulfilling goals, clear goals, travel goals, family goals, volunteer opportunity goals, new hobbies or interests. Really, do a big vision board on your ideal retirement.
It sounds
complicated.
Yeah, it does. I think you made it sound complicated.
I did.
It doesn't have to be goals, but what do you want it to look like? I mean, listen, I've been retired 7 years. I'm 67. I hope I live to 100. That's another 30 years.
33.
33. That's a long time to not have any idea what it is you really want to do. And we're very
almost
fluid.
as long as your career was.
My career was 38 years.
Right.
So the idea is to just put some thoughts around it. Do you want to travel? Do you want to spend more time with your kids? What are the two you want to do? Do you want to get better at golf? Do you want to play pickleball? The thing is, start thinking about what it is versus just waking up every day and letting it unfold and not really have a plan. Another area that's so critical, probably in my mind, the most important thing that you can do when you start to enter retirement is develop a comprehensive wellness plan. And at the core of that is physical wellness. You've got to find a way to bring regular exercise routines into your life, number one. Number two, you have to eat better. You have to think about alcohol, how much is enough and how much is too much. You got to schedule regular health checkups and have some wellness goals to track your progress. We have dramatically changed that part of our life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would tell you that your comprehensive wellness plan should be at the foundation of your retirement vision. It wasn't for us when we first started, and we were woefully off the mark there for a good 6 months to a year, which was not healthy for either of us.
Another thing that both of us are starting to do, and you can do this before your last day of work, is start reconnecting with old and new friends. So I've been retired. We have this business, but I left in 2018.
Yeah.
So how many years now?
Well, with 6 years?
6 years. I just reconnected with 4 of my high school buddies.
Well, gosh, that's more than 6 years of a relationship, though, right? I mean,
What's that?
You were in high school, what, 50 years
I
ago?
haven't seen him or talked to him in 40 years. I mean, occasionally I would. But we kind of brought the old band back together. And these were years, really formative years for me when I was between 12 and 21. We grew up together. We grew up from little boys into young men together, made mistakes, got in trouble. But gosh, to speak to them on the phone again has just been unbelievable. I mean, these are people I could trust with my life.
Right.
So I kind of went down that little rabbit hole, but reconnecting with old friends and creating new friends is a very important part of leading up to your last day of work.
And I wouldn't just put the "and creating new friends" as like a tagline at the end of that. Creating new friends at this stage of life is so rewarding, and you can find them in regular social activities. You can find them in volunteering opportunities. You can find them at faith-based organizations. You can find them in women's groups. You can find them in different men's groups. But putting yourself out there to find new friends. I mean, I've found wonderful new friends in our home in Marco Island. Wonderful ladies I play golf with, a few of them that I'm very emotionally connected to, even though we just met in our 60s.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not 60 yet, but I say in our 60s, almost 60s.
Don't forget, I wrote this book. It's available on Amazon. But you know what? First 10 people to leave a comment below. What did I want them to say? I'd like a copy of your book.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure out a way to get you a signed copy. The other thing to do before your last day of work is really, obviously, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this because we don't do this, but make sure your finances are in order. Don't discount the fact that you might need a financial planner. You might need to start talking to the folks in your office about your 401k or your pension, whatever you might have, to kind of get that stuff all organized.
I mean, financial stability is one of the big keys to a worry-free retirement. I mean, full stop. So, you're going to need to review your retirement savings and investments, calculate your expected expenses, which is hard to do until you're into it, but that first year is a good year to really spreadsheet that. Access your income sources in retirement, and we are fans of consulting a financial advisor.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Okay. The last thing to think about before your last day of work is to consider volunteering. And we say that because when you leave your career, you will leave a lot of relationships behind. You leave that fulfilling component of going into work every day. And I know some people, when they leave comments on YouTube, say, I can't wait till my last day, I hate my job, whatever. It's still giving you something to do and a reason to get up in the morning. So a little slice of volunteering can fill that and use some of the skills and talents that you reflected on, the first thing we talked about, to help other people and other organizations.
And use those volunteer opportunities to meet new people that have the same passions as you do. I think it's a great source of new friendships.
So, your retirement years can certainly be your most fulfilling years. You've just got to prep a little bit harder before you jump into it so that it's really, really, the best years of your life.
Start preparing today to ensure a happy and rewarding retirement. Assess your readiness and make necessary plans to embrace your journey with confidence and excitement.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. This next one, planning for the retirement transition. I mentioned that earlier. This is a must-see video for you guys if you're thinking of retiring, because you don't want to have failure be an option. This will help you prevent boredom. It's going to help you figure out how not to let regrets consume you and why it's so important to plan early. So watch this next.